So, King Ohja is bug-themed?
It's fine.
No, it's not.
It is. It looks good.
But why?
Come on, it's fine.
But why bugs?
It's not that bad.
It is.
It's not.
Is too.
Grow up.
No,
You watch kids shows for a living. Come on.
You do too.
Touche.
But King Ohja.
Ohja. Sorry, I mean, oh dear. Seems like the bug theme is going forward, and to be honest, I'm not too bugged by it. Don't let it fly over your head. I'll be punning it out all video in retaliation to the fact that the insect gimmick is true. But don't let that be a deterrent from completing this video, as we got the first look of this new Royal Bug Sentai. And honestly, I love what I'm seeing. I know I'm very behind on the bandwagon to touch on this Sentai since its reveal, but it was Christmas and I got ill, so I don't know what you want me to do. But after my rest and the start of the new year, let's bash out these videos and work hard. Starting with King Ohja. We have so far the suit previews, the general plot, character descriptions, and the mecha. We have much more to touch on, such as general theories of my own as well. With butterflies in my stomach as my excitement grows, let's honeycomb through and insect the details. Sorry, I'll stop now. Let's take a deep breath and henshin up, as there's a lot more to touch on. Keza, henshin! Let's start with the basics. Osama Sentai King Ohja is the 47th season in a very long ongoing series called Super Sentai for those who don't know, alongside the big names of tokusatsu such as Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Godzilla to name a few. King Ohja starts March 5th, 2023 after the final of Dawn Brothers, which is a series that has shaken the expectations of Sentai for future seasons to come. Will King Ohja keep up expectations? Let's see. The show is set in the world of Chikyu, where they worship deities called the Shu Gods, which, if you know a bit of Japanese history like me, could imply the word shogun, meaning a military leader. Could these deities be shoguns of the past, or have powers to make people into shoguns, etc.? Continuing on, this world apparently has 5 kingdoms, and these kingdoms come together to protect their lands, as leaders of the kingdoms join to become the Osama Sentai, with incredible weapons and powers granted from the king's weapon, which takes on a new form with each hero. Straight off the bat, this is interesting. Starting not on Earth and in a fantasy world unknown to us, a kind of Mystic Force vibe with a magic world behind the barrier. I dig that. Also, huge theory I had from the start was that either the Sentai would consist of brothers and sisters, or lords and ladies of one kingdom, or different tribes coming together to fight for the right to rule the lands. This is quite close. 5 kingdoms coming together to protect their lands in unison. Again, I'm pretty on it. I big brain. This show is starting to look epic, and they are fighting against the Earth Empire Bugnarok. So, a few things here, but we'll get onto that later. Now, for said heroes wielding the powers of the King Weapon. First thing I can identify is we have a main 5 Ranger team. Well, duh. I'm looking at the list and it's kind of a standard mix of personalities. We have the loud one, the smart one, the selfish one, the calm one, the cheerful one. So, nothing really new, except the color arrangement is peculiar. We have a purple on the main team. This has never been done before, alongside the standard red, blue, yellow, and black Ranger. It's a first for a Sentai to do this. I wonder what will come of this fact, and who is going to be added as the usual 6th Ranger, plus maybe a 6th member, or a mentor, or constant figure like in Dawn Brothers with Zen Kaiser, which was a nice thing to see. We had a whole new group of Rangers looking slightly odd, but having a face that we recognised was comforting. Maybe in the show we'll also get Taro continuing over to the next show, like Kaito did for them. We shall see, and maybe this is a new trend. This group of 5 Rangers are looking very similar to our usual Sentai teams we got before Zen Kaiser. No CGI Rangers, no robots like the Kikanoids, sorry Thomas, which in some way is nice as we're going back to what a usual Sentai is. Mainly humans, I'm guessing. But at the same time, I worry about going back to the Rangers, which were just too nice. They did not interest me really, they just did the job. Maybe I should give them a go? I won't if I don't have to. I hope we don't fall back into that. That's all I worry about. The general look of the Sentai team. We can see a bit more of the armor, of course. We see shoulder pads and an outer armor, like an insect funny enough, or an outer shell or skin. We also see capes as we predicted, which is an awesome touch and adds to that sense of royalty to it, which I am pleased to see. Slowly but surely, this in fact is turning into my King Arthur and the Round Table Toku I have been waiting for. Sorry, I'm a bit excited. Can you tell? First off, we have Kuwaga Oja, an unofficial king described as a self-proclaimed king brimming with fighting spirit. So Kingu from Kyoryuja? I love that energy and character type, but I do feel a sort of Red Ranger syndrome coming out here. And what weapon does such a fiery personality wield? That would be a shield? Legend of the Shield hero who? This is our Red Ranger apparently with a stag beetle theme and is an inhabitant of the kingdom where the guardian deities originate from. I wonder if he was chosen by the deities to use the power as he is an unofficial king. Wait, does the fact that they are kings and queens affect their position as a part of the Oja Sentai? Do you have to have royal blood or a royal position? Is it chosen by the deities? Could Kuwaga Oja actually be royalty but doesn't know? Ooh, the drama. Can't wait. Could it be a reverse Shinkenja? Oh hell yeah. We then have Tombo Oja, a gun-wielding blue Sentai, the smart but competitive king. It's funny actually. Very smart and very competitive don't really combine well if you think about it. If you're competitive, then sometimes your reasoning goes out the window. But if you're analytically smart, like Haru Sakurayashiki from Skate, the anime, then that seems more likely. Tombo Oja has a dragonfly aesthetic and comes from a civilization of great knowledge and technology. So like Gokaiger but with a gun and glasses and still gay for Marvelous? Oh, sorry. Moving on to the Yellow Ranger, Kamikiri Oja. God, these names are a mouthful. Blah, 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 blah. Kamikiri Oja is a stereotypical queen, it seems, selfish and arrogant, but will put herself in danger to protect her kingdom and others. She seems very tsundere, but those character arcs are pretty good and interesting to watch. I'm already waiting to see her grow into a great queen, and I hope she doesn't get forced into a relationship with Red, unless it's a genuine connection and they write it well. Or it's a lesbian relationship, and I am all for that. Her kingdom specializes in arts and medicine. I knew I loved yellow for a reason. And she has a scythe, have my money, and is mantis themed. I still love you. We all have our flaws, right? Coming from a land of ice and snow comes Papillon Oja, the Purple Ranger with a butterfly theme. Wait, a butterfly theme and it represents ice and snow? You know how nature works, right? You don't see bugs normally in the winter or cold weathers as they are usually hibernating, huddled up somewhere, or led dead. Papillon Oja is calm and collected, maybe a bit shy, but is unforgiving to evil and will get revenge. You know, like count your sins kind of stuff, of course. Now, what's interesting about this Sentai team member is that people are not sure of their gender to this day. Could they be a female, male, or non-binary? No one can determine just yet due to their poster pose being typical of male characters, but their toy has been rumored to use the female model. I'm very excited for maybe another female in the team or a non-binary character even. Could this be one of our first non-binary characters? I'm so for this. Finally, their weapon is in bow form. I can't wait to meet our Hawkeye of the show, Papillon Oja. Also, is the fact that they're purple gonna mean that they're evil? We'll see. Now for the final team member, we have Hachi Oja, the Black Wasp Ranger from the lands of agriculture. A farmer king of the lands. That's new. He is apparently cheerful with unpredictable fighting styles as he uses the king's weapon as a claw. Kinda like Soji from Kyoryuja again. Now, I have a question about this team before we move on. Is Red the leader of this team? Do we even have a leader as they all claim themselves as kings of their own kingdom or of royal blood? Kings, queens with the king's weapon in hand. Is there even a need for a leader? Can Red even be considered as a leader if he is a self-proclaimed king? Sorry, many questions, but this may be what they discuss and discover throughout the show. Maybe we have the dramatic reveal of the Red Ranger's origins, or it's a defining trait of how the team works and interacts with each other. Along with their king weapon, they have the Oja Caliber, which sounds extremely like Excalibur, which could be interesting. Excalibur, for those who don't know, is in reference to the legendary sword of King Arthur, showing the right to rule a kingdom, Britain specifically. So, 5 calibers for 5 kings. This was another theory I had originally. Maybe one episode we will get is that something happens and they lose the right to use the king's weapon and the caliber. Come on guys, it writes itself. And final part of their arsenal is the shoe gods, the deities they worship. They are mechanical insectoids, powerful and strong with the power to fight evil and combine into King Oja, the mecha of the season. The shoe gods that combine to make the gigantic King Oja are God Kuwaga, God Tonbo, God Kamakiri, God Papillon, and God Hachi, joined later by the God Tento, God Kumo, and the God Ant, leading to the 10-part gigantic mecha. Talking about these shoe gods, do you think they will be like little partners to their Sentai member? I love when a Sentai has like their little or big partners, like in Go Anjo, where their partners that help them fight have dreams and aspirations, have emotions and story beats that sometimes help a Sentai team or hurts them, which is what makes it interesting. Though, as they are named God Kuwaga or God Papillon, and not with general names like Speedor or Basson, unfortunately, I don't think this will be the case, and they will be more like a non-speaking character like the Shinkenja's Origami. Now we have talked about the plot, the characters, and now for the staff. Director we have Kazuya Kamihori Uchi. Writer we have Minato Takano. And action director is Jun Watanabe. All veterans to the Kamen Rider and Super Sentai seasons, and have many more working on it behind the scenes. So here's me feeling pretty confident about this year's Sentai. And to end this video, let's quickly ask some questions and theorize as per usual. Oh, I've missed this. Firstly, what is the king's weapon? And who is the so-called king? I feel this will come out during the series. Next, there is a rumor of a 6th ranger who might be like a mentor-like character, similar to Master in Dom Brothers. It was nice having a familiar, seemingly normal character in the hecticness of Dom Brothers, but we shall see. Will Domomotori make a reappearance? Back to this point, Earth Empire Bugnarok. The Earth Empire? Excusez-moi? Are we as humans evil, or are the villains from Earth? Interesting, as sometimes in Sentai, the villains can in fact come from human desires or when humans have too much excess emotions. Are we the source of evil, or is it something from nature like the insects? Also, where will the season take place? Is it in the lands of the kingdom, on Earth, in between, taking the fight to the source perhaps? And the name of the enemy, Bugnarok? It sounds very much like Ragnarok. Norse mythology lesson. Ragnarok comes from the Norse myth of the destructive world-shattering events that led to the world being submerged in water and the world was reset, renewed, and cleansed. The tale includes gods such as Odin, Thor, and Loki, just to name a few. Lesson over. Could the villains be based around these gods? Even though they are not Ragnarok specifically, but Bugnarok. However, it's a bug version of it, maybe. Come on, you don't include the name something Narok without meaning a reference to Ragnarok in some way. Come on. Anyway, final thoughts. I'm excited about this fantasy world and the familiars, the kingdom and the suits too, but I'm very worried about the Sentai trying to force too much in that it becomes overwhelmed and confused to what it is. Fantasy, royalty, and familiars, but also machines, bugs, and trucks? I mean, we have had a royal-like Sentai before with O-Rangers, but enough of me complaining. Let's end this video here. I could go on and on for hours about this, and by the time I end, more will be revealed. So for now, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I hyped this up for you. With the power of the Oja Caliber and the King's Weapon, the 5 rulers become the Osama Sentai King Oja, and I can't wait to see where this adventure takes us. See you next time, Keza Henshin, matane!